Bruce Willis himself addressed their relationship shortly after their divorce. In a 2000 interview with Rolling Stone, he said, "I still love Demi. We're very close. We have 3 children whom we will continue to raise together, and we're probably as close now as we ever were. We realize we have a lifelong commitment to our kids. Our friendship continues. The institution has been set aside." That statement has stood the test of time. Even after Moore went on to marry Ashton Kutcher, and Willis later married Emma Hemming Willis in 2009, the family dynamic remained unusually close by Hollywood standards. Moore even attended Willis's wedding to Emma Hemming, a moment that surprised many outsiders but made perfect sense to those who understood their family bond. Over time, that bond expanded. Willis and Hemming went on to have 2 daughters together, and Moore has remained part of the broader family circle. Emma Hemming Willis has spoken openly about this unique dynamic. In a 2009 interview with W magazine, Bruce Willis described their blended family by saying, "We've become like a tribe." That word, tribe, has since become a defining description of how the family sees itself. In a 2025 interview with People, Emma Hemming Willis shared how her own love story with Bruce began, and how Demi Moore played a role in it. She explained that she joined Bruce, Demi, and their children on a vacation to Turks and Caicos in 2007. It was during that trip that she saw a side of Bruce that deeply moved her. "I got to see this other side of Bruce, who was a family man," Hemming Willis said. "On that trip, I ended up falling for him really hard. That was the start of our love story." These moments help explain why Demi Moore's recent comments about Neil Diamond resonated so strongly with fans. They weren't just a nostalgic anecdote. They were another reminder of a relationship that evolved rather than collapsed, and of a love that transformed instead of disappearing. In recent years, Moore has also spoken about the emotional difficulty of watching Bruce Willis's health decline. The actor has been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia, a condition that has gradually changed his ability to communicate and function as he once did. Moore has described it as painful to see someone so vibrant shift in such a profound way. That context adds even more weight to her story about Neil Diamond Day. Music, memory, and shared rituals often become anchors when life changes in unexpected ways. For fans listening to Moore speak, it was impossible not to feel the emotional layers beneath her smile. The event itself was a star-studded affair. Alongside Moore and Hudson, several major Hollywood figures were in attendance, including Leonardo DiCaprio, Al Pacino, Mark Ruffalo, and director David O. Russell. But despite the impressive guest list, it was Moore's quiet story that stood out the most. In an industry often dominated by spectacle, her words offered something softer and more relatable. They reminded people that behind the fame, awards, and headlines are ordinary moments that shape relationships just as much as grand gestures do. Neil Diamond's song Sung Blue has long been associated with themes of love, endurance, and emotional honesty. The lyrics speak of simple devotion and shared sadness and joy. It's fitting, then, that the song would unlock such a personal memory for Moore. Her story also highlights how music can serve as a time machine, transporting people back to moments they thought were long behind them. A song played casually in a living room can later become a symbol of an entire chapter of life. For many fans, Demi Moore's openness feels especially meaningful at this stage in her life. At 63, she has reached a point where reflection comes naturally, and her perspective carries the weight of experience. She no longer speaks only as a movie star, but as a woman who has lived through love, loss, family, and transformation. Demi Moore has spent decades in the public eye. But every so often, she shares a story so personal and tender that it reminds people why her life has fascinated fans for generations. This time, it wasn't about a blockbuster film or a red carpet moment. Instead, it was a quiet memory, rooted in music, love, and an unexpected ritual she once shared with her ex-husband, Bruce Willis. A ritual so simple, yet so meaningful, that it stayed with her for years and still brings a smile to her face today. The revelation came during an intimate and private moment, far from the usual flash of cameras and crowded press lines. Demi Moore was speaking at a special screening of Song Sung Blue, the latest film starring Kate Hudson, held at Soho House in Los Angeles. The event included a relaxed Q&A session, where Moore and Hudson sat down together to talk about the film, art, and life. It was during this conversation that Moore opened up about a deeply personal connection the movie had triggered. For her, Song Sung Blue is inspired by the famous Neil Diamond song of the same name, released in 1972. The film tells the real-life story of Mike and Claire Sardina, a couple who formed a Neil Diamond cover band called Lightning and Thunder. For many viewers, the movie is a heartfelt tribute to love, music, and shared passions. For Demi Moore, it was something even more intimate. As she spoke to Kate Hudson, Moore revealed that Neil Diamond had played a surprisingly important role in her relationship with Bruce Willis during their early years together. With a warm laugh and a hint of nostalgia, she shared that Willis had a tradition he called Neil Diamond Day. "This is a little personal thing," Moore said, "but Bruce always had every week, Neil Diamond Day." According to Moore, this wasn't just a song or two playing in the background. It was a full-day experience. Willis would blast Neil Diamond music throughout the house, unapologetically and enthusiastically. Moore recalled moments when she would ask him what was going on, only for him to respond simply, "No, it's Neil Diamond Day." What made the story even sweeter was the fact that this ritual didn't fade quickly. Moore said that Willis kept doing it for years. Neil Diamond wasn't just a casual favorite artist for him. He was a genuine superfan. And over time, Moore became one too. He played Neil throughout the day, she recalled. He kept on doing that for years. He was a huge Neil fan. And so am I. It's a small detail, but one that paints a vivid picture of their life together. A home filled with music, laughter, and the kind of shared routines that couples build without realizing how meaningful they'll later become. For Moore, watching Song Sung Blue brought all of that rushing back. The conversation between Moore and Hudson wasn't just about the past. Moore also took time to praise the film itself and the performances within it. She spoke warmly about Hudson's role, Hugh Jackman's performance, and the children in the film, calling them extraordinary. Her words reflected not only admiration for the movie, but also gratitude for how art can unexpectedly unlock memories. Demi Moore and Bruce Willis were married from 1987 until 2000, a relationship that spanned some of the most defining years of their lives and careers. Together, they became one of Hollywood's most recognizable couples. They also built a family, welcoming 3 daughters, Rumor, now 37, Scout, 34, and Tallulah, 31. Despite their eventual divorce, Moore and Willis have often been cited as an example of how former partners can remain close, supportive, and respectful. Over the years, both have spoken openly about the importance of putting their children first and maintaining a strong bond as a family. The response to her comments has been overwhelmingly positive. Fans praised her honesty, her grace, and the obvious affection she still holds for her former husband. Many also admired the way she spoke about the past without bitterness. choosing instead to focus on warmth and shared joy. In a culture that often frames divorce as failure, Moore and Willis's story offers a different narrative. It suggests that relationships can change form without losing their value, and that love can evolve into something just as meaningful, if not more so. As Demi Moore continues to appear in films and public events, moments like this remind audiences why her voice matters beyond the screen. She has a rare ability to connect deeply through vulnerability, turning a simple anecdote about music into a story about family, memory, and enduring connection. And somewhere in that story, Neil Diamond's voice still plays, echoing through the years. A reminder of Neil Diamond Day. A reminder of a shared life. And a reminder that sometimes, the most powerful stories are the quiet ones we almost forget to tell.